Good morning, everyone. Cyril here. It's another week of working on the truck. Where we left off, we were just about done with the rough welding on the bumper. Now we're starting to put in the finish welds on the front side, just to make everything clean. Spacing it all out. So a lot of wire to lay down on this. Got to be patient and not heat everything up. We came up with something for a spacer. Came up with some small cardboard boxes. They're actually the boxes the lights for the back of the truck came on. We put those in as a spacer and got the spacing I wanted in here so that this won't be super tight. We've got them clean. We've got these tacked. That one I think I'll touch with a sander just to take that nub off so it doesn't hold the bumper out. It's enough that I can still tap them and tweak just a touch if I need to line up with the bumper perfectly, front to back. It is coming together. It's now getting on toward lunchtime, and the winds are starting to pick up a little bit, so I may have to shut down the welding here. We'll see what happens. I'm starting to feel a breeze, so that's usually a warning sign that the welding quality is going to go down as it starts getting rid of my shielding gas. I am working out the details for the wiring. So we'll be building a new wiring harness for this bumper. It'll go in and connect to the truck. And I think that's about everything I've got for right now. It's just a long, slow, tedious process to get all this welding done. There's a lot of footage of weld here to put in without warping anything. So it'll be slow and clean and take several days. Tomorrow I think I'm going to go to Havasu City. I got a call in the morning. See if I can get the pieces that I'm going to put in for supporting the ramps. I don't think I'll be ready to put them in until after we get the bumper on the truck. But I'd like to get them bent, have them here so they're ready. And this bar I do not think is coming off until after the bumper's welded to the truck and the side rails are in, so that everything stays straight and true. So I had just a little bit of warp in that I didn't like from when I was doing the back side. I've got to be really careful with the front side. I don't want to add any more warp to it. So far that 2x4 by 1/4 inch wall is doing a fine job of keeping it straight and true. So we're just going to keep it that way. We've been working on our caps. Everything's on. Not finished welded yet. Still might be able to weld the other side of these. We'll see. Got the end caps down here on and sanded. They're looking good. So, eliminating sharp corners. I know me, I tend to run into things, and I don't like sharp corners. So all the corners are going to be rounded. Make them smooth. They're still going to be solid, but at least they won't be sharp. So, going to sand this over, sand this over, sand that over, sand this over. This weld I'll leave alone. And that's just to make the step clean. Kind of like I did with this, just to make it look clean. Anyway, that's where I'm at for now. I'm going to take a break, let things cool down for a little bit, because I think I'm pushing it too hard. And then we'll see what the wind's doing and if I continue on or if we stop here for the day. Well, the wind dropped back off. This is one of the few days when it's actually stayed calm most of the day. Starting to get a little bit of a breeze, but I got gaps in between. And I am nearly done with the welding on this. Just got a few small spaces left. Stuff's got to have a chance to cool back down. Just got a few spots left. I think it all looks really good. It's not structural, it's just visual. But it actually has good structure too, so. And I don't think I've overheated it. I've been letting it cool down pretty good between times coming in, and so I don't think we'll have any issue there. Still gonna have to do something with these after this bar is off. We'll do that on the truck. I'm not too worried about that. So that's where we're at. Let it cool back down, and then we'll come back and finish it up and bring you and show you what we've got. Well, that, as they say, is that. Not sure who they are, but it's what they say. So the welding should be done until it goes on the truck. And of course, then we got to tack and weld it and all that. But that should be the end of the welding there. I got a little bit of sanding left to do on these corners and on the angles up here. But that should be all that's left to get it put on the truck, which should happen, I'm hoping, on Tuesday. I'm waiting on some RV jacks that are basically little screw jacks that go short enough to be able to set this on and not be too high on the truck. So once those are in, those are supposed to come tomorrow from Amazon. Once I have those, then I can recruit some help, take this, put it on the truck. In the meantime, we'll work on sanding this, getting that finished, probably do some painting, get these holes drilled and tapped for the license plate, get screws. I'm going to go out to into town and get those today. And then lots of splatter to clean up. Probably hit it with a wire brush or something. Not really sure yet. Anyway, I think my welds look really good. They're clean. They haven't all been wire brushed. These obviously have not been wire brushed yet, but is once you wire brush them, start out with your kind of brush. You wire brush them, and then they look nice and clean. So that's that. Right now we're done with this part of it. Got to build wiring harnesses. I've got to, if I'm going to drive it Friday, I got to have lights. So that I think is my next step, is starting to build the wiring harnesses and what I want to have happen. So I'm painting and vinyl sanding on some of that, and there's still stuff to do, but feels really good to be where we're at right now. I think it looks good. So got most of my weep holes in. Not sure what I'm doing for the top one up here yet. We'll figure that out. Anyway, so that was me checking in to show you what we got. Okay, welding's done until after it gets on the truck and start tacking it onto the cross pieces. I did some painting on it, but in reality I'm probably ahead of myself because I still got to weld the backside, which is going to burn through the paint if I go much further. So might as well just wait on that. I got the plug, the plate, the license plate light installed, though they may have to come back off for welding just so I don't overheat them. Anyway, that's what we got, I think, for today. I'm kind of done. Maybe build some wiring harnesses, but other than that, yeah, not much. And then once we get it on the truck, tacked, brought off the truck and laid back down again, then I'll worry about drilling the back side for the wire entry for the 3 clearance lights. The rest of it I'm really not worried about yet. So anyway, that's where we're at. Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday morning. We have the bumpers set and leveled on the back of Blue, and we're getting ready to start getting everything tacked for the permanent installation. And we'll call it, and then we'll weld it all up. So here it is. Here's what she's going to look like. Okay, assembly is together. I got a couple people to help me. We lifted it off the truck. So it is now ready to fully weld up. And then we will start putting it back on the truck. Okay, well, our assembly is nearly fully welded. I'm not sure how much of the outside here I'm going to weld before putting it on the truck. Probably not much more than what there already is. The inside where I can't reach is already fully welded, other than this little bit. So I have that left to finish up on each side. And then decide, I'll probably put one here. I might do, I don't know. We'll figure out what we're going to weld out there. And then from there we'll get some bodies and we'll put it back on the truck. And look at getting the assembly welded onto the truck. And we should be golden. Okay, the welding for the assembly is done. So just give it a couple minutes to cool off and then grab some bodies and we'll be putting it back on the truck. I guess I should clean off the back of the truck. And then we can suck it back up in tight where it goes. These 2 holes are pilots right now for hole saws for wiring to get out to these lights. I think I'm going to build a encasement for these to protect them. I need to put a plug on this still and adjust it, but that can all be done from underneath. Anyway, we're getting close. I'm very happy with how it's looking. My measurements seem to be good, so we'll see how it goes on. Okay, for now, that is on. That is that. We ended up having to make a minor change. We took it back off. There was no way to get this bolt on from the inside once it was all assembled. So we took it back off. We welded a blind nut on the inside so that we can just run the nut from the bolt from the outside. Thought maybe I should have done that for both of them, but it is what it is. It works the way it is. So we're good. We can start bringing all this back in, clamping it all back down tight, and get ready to start welding it to the truck. That'll be the next step. Okay, now that I have a fresh battery and a little bit of time has passed, this is on the truck. It's getting welded to the bed to become part of the bed. This assembly is no longer an assembly, it's part of the whole. That actually worked phenomenally well. It slid right in. Creating that spacer that I did made the difference on going on and off. It was a bear to get off because it had the cardboard in it. It was pinched. But once that was out, it slid, even welded, it slid right in, went right where we needed it. The only issue I had, and I think that's what I was trying to talk about when the battery died, was we ended up having to put a blind nut on the inside here and weld it on. Because there was no way to get in there to put a bolt in it. So far it's the only place that we have any kind of issue. We may change things going forward. We may end up making all of these blind nuts at some point. Who knows? Right now, I don't. The wind's trying to pick up, so my welding's on hold. The welder's cooling down. There's enough welded here that I could drive with it if I needed to. Well, other than this can't ride on here. So I have to get the corners put in. That's probably the next thing that I'll end up working on. Because once those are in and solid, this can come off and it's actually drivable. Super delighted with it. Getting ready to put my lights in the center. Once that bar comes off, it's kind of in the way of the grommets at the moment. Everything else is there. I can wire up the trailer plug again, get it back together. My height is awesome. I love this. This is just like it should be. So this is looking incredible. I like it. Like it very much. All right, well, that's it for the moment. I'll bring you guys back when I have some more news. Right now, as long as this wind's staying, I don't think I'm doing much. Maybe put some lights in, build some wiring harnesses or something, stuff I can do with the wind. We'll see where we end up. Well, Mary's definitely getting into the Christmas spirit. She's sitting here singing, "Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow." And I'm singing, "Oh, hell no, oh, hell no, oh, hell no." We do have fun in the desert. Anyway, just had to share. Hey everyone, it's Christmas Eve, and Blue has a new butt for Christmas. It is on the truck, it is welded to the truck. We're not 100% welded up yet, but enough for it to hold itself. So you can start seeing the structure that we're going to have. And you can hear the coyotes. Okay, well that's it for tonight. We've got to go get mail before they close. And tomorrow's Christmas, so I'm taking the day off. Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday morning. And we are working on the truck again. So we now have ramps. We have attachments for them. We have lighting. I have the rear end dropped right now so that we'll be able to see how low it'll go and what the angle will look like. I've got to go up to Cottonwood later today to meet with some contractors for my rental houses. So we'll be taking Blue and going up, coming back tomorrow. Mary will stay here with the Jeep. That looks really good. That angle is superb. I like that. So we have the structure, outside structure, welded. It's all got to be ground down and sanded and made pretty, but I don't need that for travel. We got the pieces on so the ramps can go on. I finished capping the uprights. These still have to be ground down. I'll probably have to put another bead of weld up here so that the angle carries all the way through until it touches. So that's all superficial stuff. We have a trailer hitch now. Which is awesome. I could tow the Jeep behind the truck. Or I could put the Jeep on the truck here pretty soon. So options are always good. Well, that's it for today. I gotta start getting everything ready to travel. I've got to do some rewiring inside the cab so I can start putting the dash back together for my lights, deck lights that'll be up here below the solar panel. So that's part of what we're going to work on before we leave, because I'd like to put my dash back together. I have it pretty well torn apart at the moment. I have most of the panels on the dash off. My switch for that's going to go over here, one of these. So this is out, panel's out. I've got this panel out, this panel out, this panel out. That panel is out. The cover over the fuse panel is out. So we have a lot torn apart. I'd like to be able to set my cameras back up and get them working again. Just stuff that I like to have for travel. I guess I can turn the truck off. So it's up, truck's coming up. Turn the key off. So she's airing up. Bringing the back end back up. That's the creaking you hear. Putting air into the don't know how much that changes my angle. A little bit, not a lot. Yeah, it is what it is. Alright, well I'm done for today. I'm rambling. So I want to leave in an hour or two. Got more work to do. We will talk to you guys probably Saturday, I'm thinking. Because I think it'll be tomorrow night, Friday night before we get back. And then this weekend we can start closing this up. And at that point, it's getting everything ready to deck it. That's awesome.